Imagine a world where a secret remains buried. The Iran-Contra Affair, a scandal that shook the Reagan administration, never comes to light. The clandestine arms sales to Iran, the funding of Nicaraguan rebels, all stay hidden. This essay delves into this alternate timeline, exploring the potential ramifications on a global scale. The Iran-Contra Affair, in our reality, cast a long shadow over Ronald Reagan's presidency. It raised serious questions about presidential power and accountability. In this alternate timeline, those questions never arise. Without the scandal, Reagan's popularity remains high. He finishes his second term with his image intact. But this lack of accountability has a deeper, more troubling side. It sets a precedent for future administrations, a precedent for covert operations conducted without public scrutiny. The Iran-Contra scandal, when it broke, threw the Reagan administration into disarray. It dominated headlines and led to numerous investigations. In this alternate timeline, those distractions are absent. Reagan is free to focus on his agenda, both domestically and internationally. Without the weight of the scandal, Reagan's conservative policies likely gain more traction. His economic program, dubbed Reaganomics, continues to be implemented with vigor. The social and cultural shifts initiated under his leadership deepen. This uninterrupted second term allows Reagan to consolidate his legacy. He leaves office in 1989 as a popular two-term president. His vision of American strength and conservatism remains potent. But at what cost? The absence of scrutiny for the Iran-Contra affair could embolden future administrations to act with less transparency. In our timeline, the Iran-Contra affair exposed the Reagan administration's clandestine support for the Contras in Nicaragua. These rebels were fighting to overthrow the leftist Sandinista government. The scandal hampered US efforts, but what if it never happened? With continued covert support, the Contras might have succeeded in toppling the Sandinistas. A pro-US government would likely take over in Managua. This would be a significant victory for Reagan's doctrine of rolling back communism in the Western Hemisphere. However, this victory could come at a high cost. A prolonged and bloodier civil war in Nicaragua is a very real possibility. Moreover, the US, through its covert actions, would be seen as propping up a regime with dubious democratic credentials. This could fuel anti-American sentiment in the region and beyond. The Iran-Contra affair revealed a paradoxical aspect of US foreign policy. The Reagan administration, while publicly condemning Iran, was secretly selling arms to Tehran. This was done to secure the release of American hostages held in Lebanon. In this alternate timeline, the arms for hostages deal remains secret and successful. This could pave the way for a different kind of US-Iran relationship, one where back channels remain open, facilitating dialogue, and perhaps even a thawing of relations. The geopolitical implications of such a development are immense. A less hostile relationship with Iran could have profound effects on the Middle East. It could alter the regional balance of power and influence US policy towards other actors like Iraq and Saudi Arabia. The Iran-Contra affair, when it became public, caused international uproar. It strained relations between the US and its allies, many of whom were critical of the covert operation. It also gave the Soviet Union a propaganda victory. In our alternate timeline, without the scandal, the US avoids this embarrassment. The Reagan administration's image as a staunch opponent of communism remains untarnished. This could have emboldened the US to take a more assertive stance against the Soviet Union. The Cold War was a global chess match. The Iran-Contra affair, in our reality, was a blunder that handed a point to the Soviets. Without it, the US might have felt more confident in pressing its advantage. This could have had significant implications for the final years of the Cold War.